Brody, have you seen my hat? No. Gone. Yeah. Here's a different one. It'll work. So I got to show you what we picked up this weekend. I've been shopping for one of these since we have Brody here now. I'm planning on gonna run the bean planter, so my job will be seed tender to Dad and Brody and just take care of everybody and go for boy. So I figured, you know, to become a real farmer, you gotta own something like this. So I've been calling around shopping new. If you want to buy new Polaris Can-Am, I didn't price check new Hondas, but they are 6 to 9 months out. So obviously that ain't gonna happen for spring. So I started looking at the used market. This one came in on a trade-in, so I decided to pick it up. It's a Honda Pioneer 1000. They don't come factory with cabs, but the previous owner put the cab in, so it does have heat. Then a winch, paddle shifting. It is automatic. I do like this for the farm because no belt drive. It is transmission, drive shafts, no belts. Should be quieter in the cab, but this will be a nice asset. I did actually pick up some tracks for it too, but I got to get the right mounts. That'll maybe be more a winter thing, or if it's muddy in the fall for tiling and stuff like that for tracks. But I am excited for this thing. So we're real farmers now. Seems like every farmer has 1 or 2 or 3 of these things riding around, so it will be also very nice for around the yard. So I'm excited, trying to remember how to run it.
Yeah, and I don't. I think I remember wanting to have a fourth mod. Oh, hello there.
Yeah, I asked Precision if you can do that, and you can.
Why?
1 iPad only, or 2 2020s, which he said they can't even sell you a screen because they don't have the chips for them. So you're stuck with the way she was last year.
I'm trying to remember why I wanted to have that third or second iPad. That had something to do with applied downforce and
Closing for furrow force.
yeah.
So you wanted to add a 5th screen in here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess so. But it
4
was
ain't
important. Well, 4 is plenty, but I needed just 1 more. Why can't I remember? I'm gonna have to take this home and sleep with it a couple of nights, and then maybe it'll come to me.
So the thing about planters, and somewhat combines too, combines seem to be more simple than a planter, but you plant for what, 14 days?
Yeah, just the last day is the day you know how to run everything,
And then you
you park it away and you forget everything you ever knew.
Yep, you forget all the tricks and oh yeah, that's how that works. Oh, that's what that button does.
Yeah. I'm thinking of what my wife's dad used to say. He had what he was trained in, his profession, the KISS method. Yes, KISS. But it stood for keep it simple, stupid. I'm wondering if maybe this has become too complicated. Take it all out. We're going back to the 7000 John Deere. Finger unit, little springs in there.
Back to your 8-row.
Yeah, he just one lever.
Do you remember the days of the 8-row?
6-row.
Oh.
6-row,
you didn't
30.
Have the 8-row.
I never had an 8-row. We jumped right to a 12-row.
Doubled.
We doubled the size of it. Yeah, and then we doubled the size of that 15 years after we got 12-row. Oh yeah, those were the days. 1 lever, lowered the planter and drove.
Didn't really know if it was seating or not.
Oh no, we had a bunch of yellow lights on the monitor. Dickie John monitor. You were so dizzy looking at them lights all night long, just doing what they were doing. But
You planted at night? There was lights on tractors?
6-row 30 planter could do 80 acres a day because we put dry fertilizer on also. So for those that know, 80 acres a day, 5:30 in the morning till 10:30 at night, you could do it 80 acres.
No auto steer, so at night with the candles that were on
Oh,
the tractors. You want to go back to those days?
okay, I gotta remember how to work this thing. Oh Lord, think of it all.
So me and Brody been working on replacing the parallel arms. I know that we talked about this, but there's just a lot of slop in all the linkage here basically. So we decided to do the uppers, and Brody says the lowers need to be done too, but
Not gonna happen.
not gonna happen this year. One project per year, right?
Right.
So basically these non-greasable, so they metal on metal bushings. Well, they're honed out and much bigger than the bushing. I'll show you here. So basically what we have here is the steel arm and then the bushing that goes inside. And as you can see, hey Toby, as you can see there's a fair amount of play there, and times it by 2 holes gets to be a lot of play. And actually, talking to Precision, they have said that they've had a lot of issues when these do get maybe more wore out than this even. With Delta Force we'll start getting, which is the downforce, we'll start getting play in there, and this will start binding and causing false readings. So it's good to replace this. Here is, and I don't have the company right now, but I'll put their link in the description or tell you where to find this later. We get it at Kibble Equipment, but they basically bore this out of the old arm, press this bushing in there, and then put a new bushing in. Really extends the life, so hopefully this is the last time we got to do this in a long time, right Marty?
20 years.
20 years, he says. And what a worker. He was standing there waiting to tighten that bolt that whole speech, weren't you?
Just for you guys.
Just for them. Whenever the key is on in the cab, this loud, annoying clicking,
Like a ticking time bomb.
we really don't know where it's all coming from, but I'd say everything. I think it's freaking out because you're just gonna unplug them all. Wow, that's magical. All you gotta do is unplug one and the clicking stops.
You turn the key off.
Oh. Well, that was impeccable timing. Where was I at? Oh yeah. So that same company that makes these parallel arms will also bore out your lowers. I believe you take them off and send it to them. Kibble was telling me. So we're kind of along the crunch time of we don't want to do that, take them all apart, send them away. So we'll do that probably next year. But they take them out, put them same bushings in there, take the slop out. And then you got a new planter. Would you like me to help and quit talking so much?
That'd be great. Why do we have 3 extra?
That's not good.
We got 4 extra.
Uh-oh. Okay, I think we're done. This was the last row. This is one of them jobs that you just kind of needed it's all the same size, but you needed multiple tools of action for tight spots. You can't get guns in. You needed a long breaker bar ratcheting tool. Then once you get it loose, you could use this to speed the process up. Yeah, lots of tools. Brody Eric is going to be so happy to have all these parallel arms for welding. He loves that so much. For all the odds and ends projects around the shop. More scrap to weld with. This is what he made last year or 2 years ago with parallel arms. We had a couple laying around the shop. Are we jumping the gun, or you've got this all set up and ready to go?
It's ready to go.
All right, reassembly happening. So will this planter be just about done when we get this all together?
Can't be much left.
All we got to do, I think, is get that globe going.
Run that wire. That's
Run the
gonna be
wire,
fun.
which we need to get it unfolded first. So if you guys are looking for any parallel arms for your planter or lower, and actually I think they even, I've heard a rumor that they might even do those black brackets that we put on the digger for the slop in the shank. I think they drill those out and put bushings in them too, which is really disappointing because I just loaded all those into the dump truck and I'm not unloading the dump truck to get them back out. So, links in the description. Highland Machining. They're from Madison, South Dakota. So, it'll be in the link in the description. So, if you're wondering where Eric's at, he's in here making magic happen.
As usual.
Right?
As
The
usual.
behind the scenes that no one will ever see what actually gets put into it. But
Until
we have
now.
until now. But he's making or getting the information ready for boundaries for the fields. So all the fields have boundaries, RTK'd. All the tile inlets, any obstacle inside the field that we can plant over, he will make, which we've already made most of them or all of them, little circles, interior boundaries for around the tile inlet, so the planter actually turns off as you're going 10 miles an hour over the tile inlet or at whatever speed is desired.
Just like it's going into a coverage map, like
Yeah.
coming onto a headland or something, shuts off, yeah.
So all that needs to be uploaded every year, correct? Especially additional
If
acres.
there's changes, yeah.
So that's what he's working on, which is
And that's all ran through our 2020 display in the corn planter. And what I was just on the phone with the guy, he said that potentially the new 2020 update will allow us to transfer John Deere files directly to the 2020. Whereas before they have to take it and send it through some software, put it into a Gen 2 2020, export that to a Gen 3, and then email it back to us so we can put it in ourselves.
yeah.
So I hope
It's
that's fixed.
It's a bit of a process, but hopefully they're starting to work together.
Yeah.
That's kind of like if you're running a Deere planter, you kind of want to run a Deere tractor on the Deere planter because you run a case, you start running into talking issues. So the same thing goes 2020, they're the precision planting. That monitor really goes in any tractor. But when we're trying to do fancy stuff like this with it, it can get to be a little bit of a hassle to get it to talk to, but maybe they've now started to collaborate with each other a little better, nicer, and
Right.
easier.
And
So we'll
then,
see.
what are some of the benefits of having an exterior boundary?
Exterior.
I'd say you got your total acres. The computer then knows, and so it'll give you a countdown of how many are left
How
to
much
keep track
time?
for chemical or seed or how much
Mhm.
quantity you need to finish. Time remaining.
Mhm.
With spraying, the exterior boundary will shut off the sprayer so that it helps if you make the mistake avoid damaging the neighbor's crop or spraying what you don't want to, CRP or whatever it might be.
Avoids that little beep beep.
Yeah. And then
Uh-oh.
you're jamming for the foot pedal quick.
It's over the property line.
Yeah. So, and they're necessary to have an interior boundary around the tile.
Yes,
You have
that
to have
is
exterior,
made
so,
very nice.
yeah.
So that's what he's working on, which is not, that's like a whole day project, I would say.
Yeah. And I'm looking at where my parents are. They're in Brazil.
What?
Yeah, they just looked at that Jesus statue. 99 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
Brazil.
In the orange motorhome.
Well, would my motorhome make it there?
We
Yeah.
could get you a $2,000 Winnebago that may or may not make it to Iowa.
Might float.
Bring an extra engine with you.
Dreaming.
Have they ever seen this office? So
Oh,
this
it's
is where
not.
Mom works.
Particularly.
And I just got this set up for,
Yeah.
we got too many guys working out of Dad's office and it's just gotten to be too complicated. So we ended up getting me a computer for Eric.
Well,